I knew something was wrong the moment she said the word dinner. Not a meeting. Not a call. Not, can you stop by for a minute? Dinner. At her house. With that calm, professional tone she always used, like she wasn't casually inviting her employee into a situation that could ruin both our lives. Just dinner, she said. Nothing formal. That was my first mistake. Because when your boss, who barely smiles, never explains herself, and runs an entire department like a chessboard, says nothing formal, it's never true. My name's Alex. I was 27, ambitious, and smart enough to know that saying no to my boss wasn't really an option. Especially not to her. Rachel Monroe. Vice President. Divorced. Elegant. And emotionally unreadable. She wasn't cruel. She wasn't kind. She was efficient. People feared disappointing her more than getting fired. So when she said, "Come by around 7, and sent me an address in a quiet, expensive neighborhood, I told myself this was normal. Maybe a team-building thing. Maybe she needed advice. Maybe she just didn't want to eat alone. I rehearsed safe conversation topics the entire drive. Work. Weather. Neutral topics that wouldn't cross lines. What I didn't prepare for was the door opening. And her parents standing right behind her. Her mother smiled instantly, warm, curious, sharp-eyed. Her father stood tall, arms crossed, studying me like I was already on trial. Before I could say a word, Rachel stepped forward, placed her hand on my arm, and said, "Mom. Dad. This is Alex." She paused. Just long enough for my stomach to drop. "This is my boyfriend." The room went silent. I felt her fingers tighten slightly on my sleeve. That's when I realized something terrifying. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a setup. Her mother gasped softly. "Oh, finally." Her father nodded once. "About time." I tried to speak. Nothing came out. Rachel smiled, polished, controlled, dangerous. "Alex works with me," she added casually. "We wanted to keep things private." Private? My brain was screaming. We had never dated. Never touched. Never even flirted. The closest thing we'd shared was late meetings and professional tension so thick it made the air feel heavy. Her mother ushered us inside. The house smelled like roasted garlic and wine. Family photos lined the walls. Rachel as a child. Rachel at graduations. Rachel at weddings. None of them included citing a partner. Which explained everything. Dinner started smoothly. Too smoothly. "How did you two meet?" her mother asked, smiling over her glass. Rachel answered instantly. "At work. He impressed me." I choked on my water. Her father raised an eyebrow. "That so?" Rachel didn't look at me. "He's very capable." Every word felt loaded. Every glance felt dangerous. Under the table, her knee brushed mine. Once. Twice. A warning, or a plea. I leaned in and whispered, barely moving my lips. "What are you doing?" She didn't look at me. Helping myself, she murmured. "And now, you." My heart started pounding. Because I could feel it. This wasn't about her parents' approval. This was about pressure. About expectations. About a lie she'd told too many times to take back. And I was standing in the middle of it. Then her father leaned forward and asked the question that changed everything. "So, Alex," he said slowly, "how serious are you about my daughter?" Rachel's hand slipped into mine. Tight. Almost desperate. And in that moment, I understood the real danger. If I played along, I could lose my job. If I didn't, she could lose her family's trust. And judging by the look in her eyes, she was counting on me to choose. The question hung in the air like a loaded weapon. So, Alex, her father repeated, folding his hands together, how serious are you about my daughter? I could feel Rachel's pulse through her fingers. Fast. Uneven. She still wouldn't look at me. That's when it hit me, this wasn't a power move. This was panic dressed up as confidence. I swallowed. Sir, I said carefully, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't serious. Rachel's mother smiled like she'd just won something. Her father didn't. He leaned back in his chair, eyes never leaving mine. That's easy to say. Harder to prove. Rachel finally turned to me then. Just for a second. And in that glance, I saw it. Fear. Not of me. Not of the lie. Of disappointing them. Dinner continued, but every bite tasted like tension. Her mother asked questions designed to box me in, how long we'd been together, what I liked about Rachel, where I saw things going. Rachel filled in gaps effortlessly. Too effortlessly. Like she'd rehearsed this story alone in her apartment 100 times. We've been taking things slow, she said, squeezing my hand. I'm cautious. Her father snorted. You always are. There was history there. Old arguments. Old expectations. Then came dessert. And the real trap. Her mother brought out cake, already cut. Celebration-sized. For the future, she said cheerfully. My stomach dropped. Rachel stiffened. What future? She asked. Her mother blinked. Well, marriage, of course. You're not getting any younger, sweetheart. The room went quiet. Rachel's smile didn't move, but her eyes darkened. That's not why I invited Alex, she said tightly. Her father stood. I think it is, he said. You don't bring a man home unless you're serious. And you don't lie to us. Lie. The word cracked the room open. Rachel stood too. I didn't lie, she snapped. I just simplified. I finally pulled my hand free. Rachel, I said softly, we need to talk. Her head whipped toward me. Not now, her eyes said. But it was already too late. I didn't know your parents thought this was an announcement, I continued. I came because you asked me to. Her mother's smile faded. What does that mean? Rachel's jaw clenched. Alex. No, I said gently. This isn't fair. To any of us. Her father's voice dropped to a dangerous calm. Are you saying you're not her boyfriend? The truth sat on my tongue. One word could end it. One word could blow everything up. Rachel looked at me then. Really looked. And for the first time since I'd met her. She wasn't my boss. She was just a woman terrified of letting her parents down. I asked him for help, she said suddenly. Because I couldn't take the pressure anymore. Silence. Her mother sat down slowly. Her father's face hardened. You used him. Rachel's eyes filled, but she didn't look away. Yes, she said. I did. I should have walked out. I should have been angry. But instead, I felt something unexpected. Understanding. Her mother spoke quietly. Rachel, why didn't you just tell us you weren't ready? Rachel laughed bitterly. Because you don't hear that answer. The room fractured into something raw and real. Her father exhaled, rubbing his temples. Alex, he said, turning to me, you should go. I nodded. That much was fair. Rachel followed me to the door. Outside, the night air felt sharp and clean. I'm sorry, she said quickly. I didn't mean for it to get that far. I know, I said. But you can't keep using control to hide fear. She flinched. I don't know how to stop, she whispered. I opened my car door. Then paused. And for what it's worth, I added, you didn't lie about one thing. She looked up. You said I impressed you, I said. That part felt real. Her lips trembled. I drove away thinking that was the end of it. But the next morning, HR emailed me. Subject line, urgent meeting, 9:00 a.m. And underneath it, a message from Rachel. Please don't quit. I may have made things worse. That's when I realized. Dinner wasn't the problem. It was the beginning.